My name's Brian, and welcome back to Desert Theory. Well, tonight's a kind of a fun night. It's going to be a short night because it's already 10 o'clock and I just turned on the camera. But Kelly and I had came out. At first, we were just admiring. I know it doesn't look that clean, but it looks a lot different than it did in the other videos. So Kelly did a nice job this weekend of getting some stuff out of here, getting it more looking like a race shop, less like an auto body shop. So we had started to work on the shock. This is all we have done so far. We took this off, and when you look down in here, oil. So more seals bad, more nitrogen and oil mixing. So not as big of a deal because it's the coil shock, but you still don't want nitrogen mixing. It's still gonna throw off the initial setup that was done with King to get this car handling perfect. So excited to get that back. But on kind of some bigger news than shocks, getting away from shocks for a second, the Baja bug. We talked about it a long time ago. If some of you have only been around for 6-8 months, you probably haven't even seen it. But we have a pre-runner that Kelly's dad Bobby built. It is a running for the first time in a long time. So Dan, Jared, Walt, last Wednesday we said, hey guys, would you mind trying to get this thing going? And this weekend it's going. So new fuel lines. It has a new Pyrotech fuel cell that we picked up 8-9 months ago in it. And they brought it back to life. So it's cleaning out some cobwebs, and it sounded pretty good. So we're excited to get back to that one of these weekends and hopefully use it to pre-run in our race coming up. Well, let's go check it out. So this is the pre-runner, and I'm not even sure what they're doing right now. They're messing around with some fuel lines, some final hookup to the new Pyrotech fuel cell. So thank you, Pyrotech. So I said it was a Bobby built, and I got the tag to prove it.
What's it say here, Brian? It says it is a Volkswagen. What year do we got here? Year of manufacture 61. 22 U.S. gallons of fuel capacity, 101-inch wheelbase, with a 2180 Super 125 motor, unleaded fuel on tap, vehicle capacity of 2, gross vehicle weight rating at 2,850 pounds, 10 inches of front travel and 14 in the rear. Inflate the tires to 32, although I think that's a little high, maybe 26. Manufactured by Foreign Parts West Incorporated, Classic Coach Division, Eugene, Oregon. It's official. How many miles do you think this thing has on it, Brian? Off-road miles. And like easy off-road, like gravel road, off-road miles, or
so when we were racing the Baja, when we were racing the Baja pretty hard, it had a ton of miles pre-run. Bobby would run it while we were racing. Kelly and I would do at least 2 or 3 laps pre-running because that was legal back in the day. And I don't know, 5,000?
Oh, more than that.
8,000 on this transaxle, but it's a stock bus transaxle. Also the CVs. I don't know. After this car got put together, I don't remember ever taking them apart and greasing them. Bobby may have, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, we probably need to do that. So they'll maybe do, but
I'd say shocks, CVs, front end.
Well, we did the rear shock upgrade in like 2009.
I take it back. Shocks are fine. We'll run those.
That's only 14 years. That's fine. That's a good for 10. And then what else? And then we just. But Brian, it's got to have 10,000 off-road miles, easy. And then the original car, who knows? Because that was all built in like the 70s. What
do you think Bobby has into this? Well, you and him built it back in what year? What year did it say?
Well, it's a 61, but we started building it in like 92 or 3. 30 years ago.
30 years ago, you have.
And finished it in mid like 96-ish.
Okay.
And it was an old race car before that, from the 70s, and so Class 5 car. And I think the number, because a lot of it was horse traded, you know, he had the wrecking yard, so he scrapped, sent some transmissions. Todd Francis built the trailing arms, and he's a motor builder. He used to build a lot of Volkswagen motors up in Vancouver, Washington. So he traded him trailing arms for some transmission cores, and John White built the motor, the 2180. Horse traded for some stuff on that. So I think hard dollars was like $3,000, something like that. That was like cash out of pocket.
And Kelly just brought up a name that is like when I was growing up and we raced out in Milliken, Todd Francis. He had some real nice cars. He ran the Class 1 car with the tire track on it. It was kind of a Southern Cal car that came up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was fast. So it's fun to see him out. He's still racing. He was doing some Class 5 and some 1600 maybe. So
yeah.
All kinds of stuff. Jared, Walt,
hello.
Dan. Thank you guys.
Yeah, they killed it on this.
Well, Walt, Dan, and Jared just left, and talk about a cool deal. Wednesday nights, race night out here. We took a break from it for a while, and to get all those guys back working on that project, I just can't tell you how cool it is. They're all just awesome mechanics, and they really make stuff like that. Getting stuff running, they just make it look easy. So super cool. So happy for their help, and fun watching them all be goofballs and working on something. So got the shock apart. We got the cap off the reservoir, and Kelly's already working on this. So hopefully we can get both of these knocked out tonight, and we're going to be done with shocks. So earlier I took a pressure tester and tested all these shocks to make sure we still had 150 pounds, and we do. Which is good. That means hopefully everything we did was right, or at least our seals were not leaking our nitrogen out. So, yeah, just kind of get moving on this. It'll be shock night number 3. Hopefully you're not getting too bored with that, but that's what we're working on. So
hold that one, Brad. Yep, it's going to be, the coilovers are not nearly as much going on because they don't have all those.
Hey, Kel. Last time we talked about this, then we fought them the whole time.
That's true.
Yeah, thanks. Let's just calm that down.
It's not going to be easy.
These aren't easy.
They're not easy. They're not any easier.
There's a lot to them.
In fact, they're quite a bit. What's that? Okay. Boy, these things have been oh, this oil does not look as nice.
So what I didn't tell you is this reservoir
No, it doesn't.
was pretty full of oil. And I kind of said that to the camera a little bit ago, Kel. I was like, man, we opened this up and it's not good.
Yeah, it wasn't. Hey, do we have a that bucket or that green pan, right? Oh, no, the oil isn't terrible. Okay. It just looked, that O-ring looked really grungy. Okay.
Sorry, not helping my friend out there. It's not horrible.
It's not bad.
So that means we didn't have too much nitrogen bumping in here, but we did have a little. So on this one we have no valving on the
Which way does the shock work, Brian? Compression side?
we have no valving on the rebound. So on this shock we have no valving on the rebound. We have it on the compression side, but just like the other shock, nothing on that. So when you pushed it down, it would have some force, and when the rebound would just go back out as quick as it would go. In theory, I think. Possibly. So on this tool, in one of our videos, we talked about Kelly was going to turn this in a lathe.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
But he didn't take it to the shop, so it was bad enough he had to redo it.
Well, I did take it to the shop. It went to the shop and just never left my pickup.
Okay.
So
That doesn't
make
really
it to the
count.
lathe. So then it was like, same thing as last time. It was the end. I needed to get it apart, and I didn't have a lathe, and I was just. So I took a new bolt, cleaned it up, and squared it up on the welding table, and just welded it square instead of it being all wobbly. So it's gonna work fine. Although I do want to put some heat shrink on this. I think that would be a smart thing.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
should.
that we're.
Why haven't we done that?
Oh, with all of our extra time.
I'm shocked that we haven't done that yet.
The 5 nights a week of basketball and weekends and
Yeah,
gymnastics
on my daughter, and
and our full-time jobs. I don't know why we haven't got around to doing that.
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
All the shocks we've done in the last few videos, I don't think there's any reason to do another video on this. We're going to time-lapse this, and Kelly's pretty happy.
I want to listen to music.
Kelly misses the music in the shop because we always have the camera going and we can't have the music playing on a video. So Kelly,
It's lame.
he's a little tired. So we're gonna get that going. We'll be back with you.
Rock and roll. Let's go.
Okay, we got this shock body cleaned up. We changed out all the seals, took everything apart, put it back together. Oil's full, air's out. So now Kelly's gonna put this in.
Oil's full, air's out. I love that, Brian.
Oil's full, air's out.
And we just got to get all the little bubbles out of this.
So again, he's taking that, the shim stack and all that piece. Oh boy, it's my turn.
You're gonna need more than that little
Oh boy.
napkin.
See, that's why I started filming it, so I wouldn't have to get dirty. Oh boy. Okay,
Brian, oh
so
boy.
now he's just working that shim stack up and down, hopefully to get all those little air bubbles out. I guess now you can see the last of the little bubbles coming out. You
gotta work them, get them all out of there. There we go. Yeah, looking better.
So now we have it down there far enough that Kelly got that snap ring in there.
Okay. All right.
And now he's going to push up on the separator puck, divider puck,
Divider piston.
and divider piston.
I'm giving it all I got here.
So Kelly, push harder.
Jeez.
Come on. Kelly, quit
I'm
messing
telling
around.
you,
Get the divider, just push the divider piston and make this.
I gotta lift.
Dude, sometimes, like,
I swear,
You
these
get
guys, these
so
cameramen, they don't actually do any real work.
you get so
They
pissed
just-
that these guys are working with.
Okay, there you go. You got it.
Yeah, these ones are a little bit different. On all
Okay.
the other shocks we've done, they've really popped up much higher. These ones just aren't doing that. So
It's snapped up. It's just a different design, Brian.
no, that's what I was saying. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's fully seated. It's just
yeah. I was just talking to the camera,
Right.
not you. I was not questioning. No.
I don't know where you had it, but
As long as you have to flip yours, we're good.
okay, Reed. All right. Well, we can also loosen this nut, but I think this will get cleaned up.
Okay, so if we were good mechanics and we wanted to really take the time, we'd learn all these names for you, but we're not going to. So we're just going to kind of tell you what they are and what they do.
Yep.
This is a clamp with threads on it. It's got a bolt that you can tighten down to where you can set your preload on the springs. So we loosened that, moved it up, allowing the springs to move up, allowing this cap to come off. So it's kind of cool. It just slips over there. Don't really know the name of it. But you see how it just kind of locks in there?
It just sits in place there. So then once the spring comes down, because we need to move these springs down, and then you move this clamp back down, set your preload, which you'd have figured out with your ride height for your vehicle and whatnot. And then there's an Allen wrench. You got that tape measure, Brian? Grab that tape real quick. Which just clamps this, locks this ring in place. So we're gonna go 3.5 inches. This is real scientific here, but. All right, Brian. So we're at about 3.25 right now. So let's go. Three 3/8. Try that. Okay, a little bit more, and line that slot up with the fitting when you do it. Three and a half. Bam. Okay, Allen wrench.
So now this is just tightening this collar, and you can see there's a gap right here. So that pinches that, just not allowing it to loosen, changing the preload on the shock.
Yep. And I mean, if you were putting a lot of preload on these, that's why they have those little holes in them in the side there. You can see that these have been adjusted a lot. You could put a key or something, a little pin wrench to torque those.
So yeah, if you can't pull them down by hand anymore like we did, you could use that tool to tighten this, even though it's getting tighter and tighter on the spring.
Oh, look at your paint mark. Stayed there. I thought that was going to be gone. So we hit it on the nose though. It's perfect.
One coil overdone. So the cool part about, whoa, I'm 12. So the really cool part about this is we're down to one shock. There is only one shock left in this epic battle between us and the shocks in this car. We've about got it.
This was one of their things they said to put in there. Is actually this tri-flow. So lube these. And
we had it?
And we actually had it. Tri-flow.
Let me see that bottle.
In stock. It's not that old.
Oh yeah, whatever. Look at this. I'd be willing to bet that if we go to the Tri-Flow site.
Find out if it's still $8.99.
$8.99, yeah. They don't have a used buy. There's no born on date. What kind of a bottle is this?
It doesn't expire. It's not like a...
Yeah, no lubricants or oils ever expire. I don't think that's true.
It doesn't. This one says 21, so I guess maybe it doesn't. All right, Brian. So we're gonna run this time. It feels good to me.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're taking this over to the bench.
Boom.
Over to the bench. All right, one more, Reed. Oh, and we lost that Heinz spacer.
Oh boy.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
There, it jumped right out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
No, it's not good. All right.
That was close. Near miss. Fill out the paperwork.
There we go. We should put a zip tie through those.
You think?
That's what we should do.
Yeah. They're really the only reason is so when his kids come out.
Is this the one you broke?
I did break this one.
Man,
I don't think that looks good. So this could be some issues. I said we were going to be done with the shocks. That might
what are you
cause some problems.
doing, man? Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, so we were going to...
Oh, Reed, you just turned this hour-long process into like...
Just drill it. Easy out. Yeah, it'll be easy. So what happened the other day is we actually went to change this because it was the leaker. The cap that we put on, when you pull the cap off, it would throw a whole bunch of air at you. So we knew it was bad. It was right before the race, and we knew it was going to do this. So we carefully put it back in, And we went to change it out this time, and it didn't like it. No, there you go. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It's probably how we're
This thing gonna have a bunch of pressure in it, Reed.
Boom! It totally could.
No, I think it's split off.
Actually, the reason I was switching it out is because it leaks.
So the actual threaded cap was what was keeping that from leaking.
100%. Now you take off that cap and the end we go. So we're gonna do another time lapse. You guys have seen this. If Kelly gets interesting, if this starts turning into any kind of a project at all, getting that little valve out of there, then we'll work on that, put that on camera. But if not, we're gonna do the high speed.
Oh, fuck, I put it on.
You jerk.
Got it.
Okay, stop. You're shocked?
Got it. A little bit more. That's it.
Boom. Oh, we gotta tighten that. Let's tighten that bolt.
Oh yeah, tighten that. There it is.
Sorry, sorry.
Sorry, Brian.
Okay, so do we want to put springs on the other shocks? Or other coilovers? We get all that stuff picked up?
That's an easy job. I mean,
Let's do it right now. It is 12:01. 12:01. It's Wednesday night.
okay,
12:01.
easy.
It's an interesting time to work and then get up in the morning.
That's what you do.
But it's 2 hours earlier than I went to bed last 2 nights.
Yeah.
We're still
fresh.
shooting to go to bed early.
Still fresh, Reed.
Okay, we were a little late on that. Had the camera in the wrong spot, but we got our tender spring on here. Plastic just to kind of the gauge. It's a guide, and it kind of gives each spring a spot to ride on, and then end to where it's not hitting the shock, and then again. And this was loose. We did not change this preset at all.
Well, when you jack the car up, does it have loose? I can't remember.
Yes. Yes, that's correct. We
I
don't
don't
know if we're gonna leave it like that.
We
might put a little more tension in here.
We might put a little preload in it. I don't know. We haven't. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it would be loose, but I think you're right.
So this is good to keep tight, and the reason why is, so we're kind of deciding on which one to use. This King Shock carrier over here
it just was something we had from some other time. I don't know. It was a little loose on the body.
So we looked at it and we thought it'd be okay, but then you kind of remember on this, when this comes up into this spring, it stops right there. So that spring's not taking all of that pressure. This divider stops here and transfers all the weight from here to here. So we need to keep it tighter than this one. We don't know what this is from. Maybe, like Kelly said, a pre-runner shock body or whatever, but it's junk to us.
We're just gonna keep using what we got, and
they look good though. And you can tell. I mean, they're nice.
Well, they are one piece. I don't know. We could buy some new ones
later at a later date.
All right, here we go. What's this thing? Man, I'm only at 200. It is a light front end. It's a light car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our Baja had 300 over 350. This thing's got 400 over 450.
Man, what a fun night out here. We got the Baja running. We didn't actually. Jared, Walt, and Dan did. So that was awesome. Those guys spent the time. We definitely have a little bit more work to do on it, but it's running. Pyrotech got us the fuel cell rebuilt. We finally gotten that installed. We're pumped about that. After so many nights of telling you the King Shocks were all going to be done, they're finally all done. That feels awesome, and it feels like some really good progress out here tonight. Kelly's cleaning up. We're so pumped. We're so excited. We got a 400-mile race, and it's feeling close. We're pumped for it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following along with this off-road racing vlog and seeing everything we do to get ready for these races. Can't tell you how much we appreciate you. Thanks for